I got home on my welder down here. Let's have some fun today.
What's up guys, John Sintez, Cutternation Baseball. I've been waiting to do this video for a while because I'm so excited, but today I'm going to be going over a complete review of our Trackman Baseball B2 unit. All right, so let's get started. There's three main components to the Trackman B2 portable unit that are important. Number one, we can do pitching. Number two, we can do hitting. And then their most recent is live at bats. This makes a huge difference, and each one of these have its own separate version or own separate section of their baseball analysis for that program. So first, we're going to start off with pitching. So I'm going to pull up a video of one of our guys. We're going to go over everything that we get. Okay, so right here I have my most recent video of Jacob Odell's bullpen. I'm going to pull it up on their cloud service. It's amazing. I was actually able to search his name and then pull up, and then I get to, when we get back to it, it's pretty awesome because it keeps all the data on the pitching side of the bullpen, but what I can do is I can download all these videos as we go. So I'm just going to go download this first one. I'm going to go over to this far right camera panel. We're going to download this pitch, and then real time, we're going to see how quickly it downloads. That is unreal. So this is one of his last pitches that he threw from his bullpen. This is a really cool function of it too, of this video portion. I can actually zoom in on this downloaded video. I can pause it, I can replay it, we can look at it. I can't change the frame rate because it records in the frame rate that you set in. So one of the things that I wish would be better is I wish I could record in slow motion. I wish that I could record in slow motion. That way, when I pulled back into it, I could go in and out of the frame rates while I'm watching the video. I think it's very important for pitchers to see their real-time video and their slow motion video. The slow motion video almost is paralysis by analysis sometimes. Sometimes we want to see that blur of the arm going through so we can see how clean the release is. Okay? All right, so let's go over the first panel here. The first panel, we get some interesting things from here. I really like how much it categorizes everything that we're doing. We can actually tag these pitches and go back and do it later. So we didn't tag that. Okay, so we get a lot of information. We come over to the graphical page. We can scroll back to the beginning of his very first pitch of his bullpen. And look, we have a 3D motion on the ball spin as it goes through. We have 95% efficiency. We have actual spin at 2160, a little bit of gyro spin at 1900, measured tilt at 115. That's the fingertips as it goes. You can see how the arrow and the line of the backspin match. And this is an 89-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle from Jacob. So coming over here to a little bit bigger panel, we have the same. Displayed bigger. Here at Cutternation, we display this on our TV over here, and this really helps our athletes get their information. Everybody's favorite one, though, is this 3D model. I'm a big fan of this one also because I can kind of move it back and forth. I can twist it and really see release distance. This is kind of interesting when you want to see what's happening in baseball. If I twist it with my fingers right here, I can actually see when I zoom in, I can actually see the release distances on each one of these, right? So for him, normally the curveballs are a little bit deeper. Yep, there's a curveball right here. And then we've got all his fastball releases pretty well consistently showing what he's doing. So that one's pretty cool. You can change these right here in this. You can go reset it back to the release view. You can go into the catcher view and see what it's doing there. You can also go to the left-handed batter's visions. You can see what he's seeing. You can go to the right-handed batter's vision and see what he's seeing as he goes in there. You got to zoom out a little bit because I don't feel like that's an accurate representation of where the vision is right there. So some of these are pretty good, but just the fact that you can move it, you can really set anything the pitcher wants to see. And then also the side view. This is important for you can see side tunneling on when the pitch is moving in space. Now, obviously, this is fastball. Like I said, it's 2,400 spin at 94 miles an hour. We can see that it runs to where it does. And we can also see that it really doesn't go down very much. If we find one of his curveballs, we can see that the break pattern happens a little bit more than halfway. So the later that breaking ball moves, the better it's going to be as it goes through. So that's a pretty good good one for him, 2400. We'd like to see that closer to 2800, but it's something that he's always working. This guy's kind of young. He's 20 years old. Actually, I'll take that back. I believe he's 19 years old, and throws hard, right? And fastball, curveball, changeup guy. Been working on the cutter as well, too. So once again, we can go over here. We can download this pitch. When I go to download the pitch, it's pretty awesome. Like I said, it works through. It works relatively fast. We're seeing here in real time that it's doing a pretty good job downloading off Wi-Fi. And then here's our pitch. There's our curveball that we had right there that we talked about. And once again, we can pause it, right? We can bring it back. We can look at release and see where his balance is. We can come up here. We can also draw on it a little bit, right? So I can see that. I can see I can move it. Right? I can also draw another line of his shoulders, draw a line and connect each one of these as I go. Like, this is pretty cool stuff here. So we can see he's got a little bit of a break in his chain for power, but he does a good job because you can draw this line with the shoulders to the hand. So as long as we keep the shoulders and the hand together, it's going to go pretty well. But this would make sense with his tilt, why he pulled that outside just a little bit, because that axis of that spine was just a little too far outside the hips. We'd like to see it a little bit closer. Oh, that wasn't very good. Let's clear that. Let's clear all these. We'd like to see it a little bit more right there on his head. So, Jake, that's for you, buddy. Okay, so it's pretty much all our favorite parts of the pitching side that we go through here. This chart's pretty interesting. You can move the strike zone out. I do like how you can select each one of these in the strike zone. That's pretty cool too. You can just go straight to it. So let's see that 92 right in that 7 spot. We're going to download that pitch again. Comes up pretty fast. Pretty good pitch right there. I really like the visual component for that. That really helps us get through that. And pitchers are such visual learners, so if they can watch what they're doing correctly, then they can start learning a little bit faster for what helps them be successful. So we can share this video. It's pretty awesome. We're going to hit share. We're going to let it prepare what it's trying to do, and then we're going to come over and save the video. Pretty simple stuff. It goes straight to the iCloud photos. It adds a nice little video on that. We're going to slide over the photos, and we can see right here that the last video that we just saved was that video we have of Jake. Okay, so that's our favorite part about the pitching side. You get a lot of really useful information for each pitcher, and when you get into all of this data and start breaking down, you can see that you get extension, release side, release height. Those are all consistencies of his release point. You can zoom in on this too. That gets it really interesting how you can see all the information that goes from there, and you can really just see correlations to what the pitcher is doing. Same thing over here on this box. You can move these around. These are showing the different movement patterns of tunneling for his fastball, and then his curveball down here, and then his changeup. If these lines can be together, then you're spinning the ball on the axes that are important. Okay. All right. The next part, I'm going to go over to our live at-bats. Jacob Odell also threw one of our live at-bats December 30th. Really good game here. This portion of the Trackman unit is very, very special because this is their latest drop, right? So last pitch he threw was 95 miles an hour. You can see this display a little bit different than the pitching side, but we still get information. We still get our spin rate. We still get our velo. We still have our strike zone comparison here. We still get our movement in inches. But also on the right side, you can see that we have a hitter in here too. So we can see on a 2-2 count, that was a fastball that went through. We can slide over and we can look at the same dynamics. There's a lot more information that goes into this. We do get a 3D model of the pitch as well. And then we also get the video. So same thing. Look how fast this is. This is unreal, right? This is a video from over a month ago of a heater that he just blew by the hitter. And what's cool is we use 2 different cameras. So our 2 different cameras are saved together, and we were actually able to go back and watch it. So same thing. I can slow this down. I can look at what he's doing in his pitch from the front angle. I can look exactly what the hitter's doing. I can come over here on this side and watch it too. Now, I can scroll through all this information too, and we can start seeing what's happening with the batters. So we had some balls put in play, so let's see if we can find some of those here. Okay, so here's a rope by one of our lefties in this situation right here. Same video, we get the information, ball smacked, right? And here's our cool little video here. So we have a curveball that's located on the outer half, and our hitter is actually able to smack it. And you can see it in this 3D model. I'm going to change it to catcher view. It's going to give you a nice representation of where the ball went. So look, we had a one hopper at the second baseman, right? This is so cool because now in our cage, we get to play baseball in a faster, more efficient way. This is tremendous for training. I can't stress this enough. Live at-bats are the best way to train and test your skills for what you've been working. We see a lot of the times in the baseball industry, we see a lot of people training and then going in high leverage situations without enough experience in the practice play space. You have to be able to just get on the mound and play and try to practice getting people out as much as possible. That way, when you get into these leverage playoff situations, it's just a walk.
Thick ass packaging right here, a little pop-up thing. It's literally baseball tape. Yeah, let's get some moms.
Okay, so here we go. We got Jared hitting for us. This is the main screen for the hitting side. We have a couple different screens here. We're getting location, we're getting the field, we're getting distance. As Jared hits it, we're going to catch this in real time with the HitTrax. And what I like about this is we're getting feedback directly on everything from exit speed to launch angle. We have the number of hits that he's had, the spin rate. It's categorizing it. You can see how it's growing, and it's going to build a profile on his hitting as he goes through his session. So if we can take data for the athletes and condense it down into very small ideas to help them understand what is working and what isn't working, that is the translation of what these units do for the players. And so, for example, Jared here, we've got some hitting. Jared's going to have some exit velo around 82. His spin rate's 1994. That means he's being square on the ball. I'm interested to see what happened if Jared could get the ball up a little bit and see what the spin rate would do. It would directly affect the distance. 85, launch angle 10 degrees, distance at 141. Jared, can we get one, buddy? Can we get one up? Jared, very nice swing, Jared. Piece that one up. You can see how it loads instantaneously. 25 launch angle, 264. Beautiful. Spin rate, 38.31 right there. That was interesting. Notice on the right side, it actually is auto-categorizing each swing as it goes, right? So it automatically knows it's a ground ball, line drive, fly ball, pop-up. That's going to go through and probably show at the end of the report. Okay, so we're going to switch over here to Eric Lopez. Eric, the little guy that he is a lot of pop on my left-handed guy right here. Right-handed thrower, left-handed swinger. Let's see what Eric's going to be able to do here in comparison to Jared. .82.8, very nice. 194, 97. We got 221. Interesting, we're showing a discrepancy between the HitTrax and the Trackman, showing a big difference in pop there. Even on the low ones. So with this definitely shows that with data that all things are relative, right? You have two different systems measuring the ball in two different locations. And so things that can be real may not necessarily be real. So that ball went 257 and Trackman missed it. There we go. Okay, here's our new favorite screen on this. This is the 3D model that's going to give us the info that we need here. The beep tells us that we got it. That one was a beautiful swing. Eric getting through the baseball. 84, 83. Single up the middle. This is pretty cool too. You can go between all the different angles on it. You can go from the batter's view. This is from Eric's eyes. Right here, that was a foul ball, did not catch it. Boom, nice hit. We got it. There's a pop-up right there. Nice, not bad. Let's change the view to top view. This is kind of fun too, little spray chart idea. Really like this too. This is going to give a little bit more of averages. Inside of this, we can show different balls. We can group them. Very nice. I'm going to switch over here to Ryan Lee now. Okay, so video screen here, very interesting. It's going to capture the video simultaneously, and it's just going to keep the flow of it. So as Ryan's go through his swings, you can see we've got a camera set up right here on the side that's helping him capture what he needs, which is great. This is awesome. Hitters get to see exactly what they're doing on each swing. And then the awesome part about this video is it uploads to the Trackman cloud service, which is accessible on an iPad pretty much from anywhere if you can get into the account. So huge process for what we see into the baseball world, where we're making things extremely efficient, which is really what technology should do. Technology should make it so you can just train and then access the data as you go and go look at your swing so you can visualize what you were doing and thinking, or stop in the middle of it and break it down. And you can do everything with Trackman on this. I believe that you can draw on the screen, so we can go in here and watch this last video from Ryan and draw some angles, see the launch angle, check his back, rotate here. This is a very valuable tool to all baseball players.